Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are again staying outside of the Atlanta airport, and today we're staying at the Marriott Atlanta Airport. Now there are, I believe, 3 other Marriott titled hotels around the Atlanta airport. This one seems to be one of the oldest, so let's go take a look around. Here we are in the entrance for the room. Now this room is quite small. It actually makes me think of when we stayed in Sacramento and we stayed at one of the AC Marriott hotels. This room is very, very compact. It's okay for us for the night because we're just here for one night. We're not really gonna unpack. Just need a place to sleep before we get up super early to get to the airport. So if that's what you're looking for, this might be an okay option for you. And we also did see lots of pilots and stewardess coming through for Qatar Airlines and a few other airlines, not Delta, at least that I saw so far. So here we are, like I said, in the opening. At least we do have a light up overhead, which sometimes is hard to find. To our right, you have a little bit of a linen closet, I guess, or armoire, whatever you want to call this. But we do have hangers. You do have a bit of a drawer space down here, just one. And a little cubby hole that has the dryer, iron, and ironing board back here. Now, I will say this really isn't a whole lot of space to even put luggage. I don't think my suitcase would fit here. But I guess if you pack pretty light, this might work for you. There is some overhead space up on top as well. Next up to the left is the bathroom, so we're gonna go check that out next. Here is the bathroom. It is not very big. From corner to corner, I can pretty much stretch out my whole arms and touch the shower and the glass on the mirror. So just kind of keep that in mind with the space of the room. Single sink vanity. They did give us some mouthwash and some other amenities over here, but nothing super crazy. It's actually pretty dark in here. There is a light in the shower, thankfully, and it does look like it's a fairly new shower head with a little handheld, so that's always nice to see in hotels. Again, I have to say, not very big. They only gave us exactly 2 towels and then some hand towels back here, so this is definitely made for maybe 2 people, but pretty much just call it what it is. It's a single person room. But yeah, this is the bathroom. Not really a whole lot to write home about. There's not a whole lot of storage space. It's just really simple. Next up, we're gonna go look at the bedroom. So this is that second half of the foyer, just moving up just a few feet. We do have a Keurig-esque machine here that does have some coffee cups down here. We do have a bottle of water, the ice bucket, and then 2 plastic cups. Again, the single bottle of water really tells me that this is just made for one person. Now, we did get 2 bottles of water when we checked in. They asked if I wanted a food and beverage credit or extra points just because I'm a Marriott member. And then also the lounge is closed Fridays afternoon until Sunday. So they also asked if I wanted extra points for that or if I wanted money. I, of course, took the points because in the long run, I'll use the points. To the left, we do have the sliding door for the bathroom, but it does have a full-size mirror on it, so that is nice. I can say I appreciate that. And then moving back just a little bit more, we do have the workstation over here on the right. The chair isn't wheeled, it's just a solid chair. It honestly doesn't look too comfortable. Somebody definitely spilled some stuff on that at one point. We won't even ask what that is. Again, small little like desk overhead light. You do have some plugs, some USBs. The TV is mounted up here on the wall, and then you do also have a little mini fridge. Over here to the left of the room is where you're going to find the bed. So it looks like on both sides we have kind of like matching side tables. However, the lighting is not the same on either side. You've got a standalone lamp over here with 2 USBs. And then on this side, you actually have plugs with USBs on top of the USB plugs that go in the alarm clock. Honestly, I think the alarm clock probably should have gone on this side so this side could get some extra plugs that side doesn't get. But again, Marriott, we don't design your rooms, but we stay in them all the time. But yeah, so no big overhead light over here, so it is pretty dark. You do have a little cubby space underneath, under each one if you were going to unpack and wanted that extra space. This is a king size bed. It is pretty low to the ground. It only comes up to my knee, and I'm 5'6", so it's pretty low to the ground. And it's a king size bed with queen pillows. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know that's a huge pet peeve of mine. But hopefully this will do its job for the night since we're just here for one night. Finally, we're going to go take a look at the view and the last little part of the room and show you what we're looking at. So here we're in the back half of the room. We do have the lovely Chase lounge chair over here that looks like it's definitely seen some better days.
It's seen some things.
Yeah, it's definitely probably seen a lot of things. The view that we got isn't that great. We got mostly parking lot and a tennis court, it looks like. Take that for what it is. But the windows are extremely dirty. We are on the top floor, so that's interesting. I personally like it when they clean their windows and you can actually see out. But again, we're only here for tonight, so we're just gonna do with. It does have some blackout curtains on it. We do have like a little overhead lamp to kind of help with the lighting. There's this tiny little side table in the back and then a little bench behind us over here next to the mini fridge where you can kind of put your luggage. But again, this room is very small and very much made for one person. One other thing I would like to point out is this interesting city mural that is on the back wall of the bedroom. Kind of looks like a flower.
Looks like a tree stump, a cut tree stump.
Oh yeah, it does kind of look like a tree stump with the rings. Yeah, so the more you look at it, the different shape it takes on. But that is the tour of the room, so let's go check out the rest of the property.
We're in 1530, that's where we're located. But yeah, that's our view. Not bad. Be nicer if the window was clean, like even at all. And I don't think those tennis courts have anything to do with this hotel. So I don't know whose tennis courts those are. Now I'm heading down the hallway because there's a pretty cool view down here that I'm going to check out. Oh wow, got a plane leaving. If you can see that out in the distance, it's really dirty and it's picking up all the dirt on the mirror. Wow, that's nice. There we go. It's picking up all the dirt on the windows because they're so dirty, y'all. But there's the airport. That's a pretty cool view. There's some water over there. I wonder what that building is. Looks some kind of office building. That's the flag of Georgia. In case you didn't know what that looked like. But yeah, there's a Delta plane. That's a pretty cool view over here. I'd like my room to be looking this way. That's really cool. If it will focus on anything beyond the dirt. Here we go. These windows are so dirty, y'all. The camera's having problems focusing past them. Yeah, but look at that big old Delta out there. Here's what the hallways look like. Definitely older carpet, very dark. Scratches and stuff on the wall. It's definitely an older hotel. If you go all the way down to the end of the hallway, away from the airport, there is a vending area. There's a microwave here with a dirty plate on top of it. There's a Pepsi machine. And then there's your ice machine. This is all down at the far end. So when we got here, the Concierge Lounge was not available, so they gave us extra points because it's only open till noon. Cool. Who has a Concierge Lounge only open from 6 to noon? Ridiculous. But there's the lounge. It's on the 15th floor.
But you should always be able to go in, even if they don't have food.
Right. You should try your key, see if it works.
This one looks a little old too.
Guess we'll find out. Hotel interest. Look at that.
4.0 stars, so fingers crossed, guys.
Hotel entrance. Alright. That's what we're dealing with. Alright, here's the lobby. So they got a nice little bar, cafeteria there. Starbucks to our right. Not too bad. Made it down to the fitness center. Starts off with some weights. Got some balls, bells, bench, machine, 4 treadmills, 2 Pelotons. Got some water. Extra towels. There's those 2 Pelotons we just talked about. Oh, they got some more machines over here. So you got 3 more treadmills over here. I think that's a leg press machine. So a lot of machines in this one, weight-wise. A life cycle Peloton. A recumbent bike. And some ellipticals in this back corner. And then you can see the inside and outside pool from here, which we're going to check out in a sec. Pretty good size. Pretty good size gym.
Digital fitness.
Oh yeah, in case you're onto digital classes. Yeah. Not a bad size gym. Pretty nice. Let's go take a look at that pool. Made it to the indoor part of the pool. And you can actually swim outside. That's just like in our, was it Little Rock? No, it was the New Mexico one where you could swim outside and we got stuck outside. Let's see if we get stuck outside again, yo. Got some bench seats over here. And there's the pool for you. It's cute. It's cute. And you can swim right outside. So there are some rooms with outdoor balconies. Here's the outside swimming pool. It's not very big on the outside. It's got a nice little channel to swim in. Ooh, it's a little chilly today, yo. And then more rooms. We're all the way up there somewhere on the actual tower. But that'd be nice. You can actually have a porch. And then they have a little sitting area up there. Let's go check out this place back here. Wicker furniture. It's cute. It's cute. It's dark though. They really went for a dark theme. I think that was a bad choice. Especially how it's always overcasty in Atlanta. Dark furniture doesn't really work. And then they have a fireplace. I don't know if they ever actually burned the fireplace. But that'd be nice. Yeah, that's what we're looking at with the pool.
I don't believe anybody's hung out here.
Macy doesn't think anybody hangs out here. Looking at the pool, it's really dirty. They definitely are not cleaning it to the scale. This is a Friday, so it is a weekend. Again, another very dark space, but this is what the restaurant downstairs looks like. We're gonna do a little exploring afterwards. It seems like there might be another restaurant, but this could just be it. I don't know. It's not really clear. So here's what we're looking at for the restaurant downstairs, menu-wise. Apparently they have sushi, but it doesn't start till 5. We got our wings and we got the Georgia hot sauce on it. How's it tasting?
Not bad.
There's the deviled eggs. That is definitely a phoned-in deviled eggs if I've ever seen one. But the wings don't look bad. Nicey liked it, so we got an order of french fries, and this is their chips and dip. It's barbecue chips with like a pimento cheese. We decided we'd try some of their sushi. This took almost 45 minutes to get, so don't be in a hurry if you're getting sushi. This is the Red Dragon. That California. Is the California. Here's their business center. You got one printer, one computer, printer and a computer. Another one across the way. And then a big old one. That's a Baghdaddy. That's pay though. Yeah, you're sure. Fascinating. Do you think those are beehives? Oh, it is. Honeykeeper. Fascinating. They have 3 beehives. This is like right off the lobby. There's the doors to our right. Here is the Bentleys menu. This is the steakhouse, but it's not open on the weekends. Fascinating. Here's the dessert menu for Bentleys. We were actually going to try this today, but it's not open on the weekend. So you see it's down this hallway is where the Bentleys place is. This is the bar for the Bentleys place. Interesting, right? And then there is the main lobby. That's where that restaurant that we had is located. And they do have a coffee bar off the main lobby with some outfits and stuff. That's pretty much what you're looking at. There's the coffee bar. So that's it, and that's right off the main lobby. All right, that concludes our stay here at this Atlanta Marriott Hotel Airport.
Yeah, it was not the airport hotel I thought it was going to be when I booked it. We actually got a last-second deal on it, so the room was only supposed to be $150. So I just kind of decided to grab it, and we were like, worst case scenario, it's only one night, which that pretty much ended up being what it was. Worst case scenario, just one night.
We do it for the channel, y'all.
Yeah, and because we don't want to get up super early to drive to the airport, so it saved us several hours on sleep. Now, I will start this off by saying probably the biggest disappointment of this hotel was the food options.
They weren't open on the weekends. I don't understand. I've never been to a place that had restaurants that closed Friday through Saturday. I think even on Sunday it was closed. Mm-hmm. So it's like the weekend. Like the weekends are the biggest time for restaurants. So why that was closed, that kind of tells you the quality of the food. It's definitely not competing with anybody.
Because we saw advertisements for a steakhouse and we were like, oh, it's Saturday night. Maybe we can find steak. No, sir. Steakhouse.
It was
Friday night. Steakhouse was closed. So we ended up eating takeout. We got DoorDash delivered while we were sitting in the restaurant getting ups. First time I've ever done that. But also the waitstaff at that restaurant that was in like the hotel bar area, she could have given 2 cares less about us.
She went on break mid thing, and there was other waitresses in the restaurant, but instead of passing us off to one, she's just like, I'm gonna be back in about 30 minutes.
And it was an hour later.
And then an hour later she showed back up. So we were like, yeah, we're just gonna order DoorDash during that time.
And she also, when we first sat down, didn't want to give us the sushi menu because it wasn't going to be served for an hour. We're like, we'll probably still be here in an hour. Finally, an hour goes by because it took that long for us to get our food. And she graciously gave us the sushi menu.
So the benefits is the Vortex does deliver through DoorDash, so and Uber Eats. So the Vortex is a great burger place. You can see them down in the show notes. That's definitely a benefit. The one thing I'll say about the hotel, on top of the horrible customer service and the food, is that it was really old. It's really outdated. It's clearly like an 80s sort of theme, since they haven't really updated it since the 80s. And it was dirty.
And the Concierge Lounge was closed. The valet was interesting. Like, I gave them my keys, and they kind of gave me 2 looks, like, are you sure you want to give me the keys? And I'm like, are you valet? Like, I mean, if you're just some random Joe Schmo off the street, no, I'm not going to give you the keys to my car. Also, the vicinity of the hotel to the airport was not as close as I felt like it should be in order to be a Atlanta Airport hotel.
You can see in the show notes, I'll link the video where we left in the morning to go to the airport. There was at least 15 cops that we passed, just like hanging out in different areas around there. So to me, that tells you that's not very safe. The cleanliness of the hotel, I want to touch back on just real fast. There was like trash in the hallways that didn't get picked up. The windows were so dirty that when we tried to film out of them, it would actually focus on the dirt and not the actual like airport and stuff in the distance.
The pool was dirty.
The pool was really nasty. I wouldn't go in the pool, honestly. Between the leaves and all the other stuff, it looked like it hadn't been cleaned. And again, this was a Friday. This was a Friday afternoon. So it's like this weird... This is typically when most hotels and stuff are getting booked for the weekend because they're doing stuff in Atlanta. But this place, not so much. And really small rooms. It definitely reminds me of a lot of the other Marriotts that we stayed at that just have those tiny rooms. The one in, I believe, Albuquerque was one that I kind of remember. It's kind of like that. At least it didn't have the funky smell of Albuquerque, but it was really small.
Yeah, there are other Atlanta airport hotels that you can stay at that are closer that we think might be a little bit nicer. So if you guys want to see, we are actually going to be staying at the other Marriott that's a little bit closer to the airport coming up in the next few days. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see that in one of the future videos, so that way you don't miss it.
So a couple good things about the room. Good water pressure. A lot of travel folks there, so it was definitely busy. And like all hours of the day, even when we got up at like 3 in the morning to head out to the airport, it was really busy in the lobby. So if you like it being busy and that makes you feel safer, that's definitely an option here, especially since it seems to be in a little bit of a sketchy area of Atlanta.
Yeah, there were Southwest pilots and stewardess, as well as another airline.
I think they were like Emirates or something. They were definitely overseas.
Yeah, it was another overseas airline. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but there definitely are airlines that are putting their employees at this hotel.
Which makes sense if it's cheap.
So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
And ring that notification bell so you get notified when we do at least 3 videos a week.
And we'll come and get you all for the next one.
Ain't that the truth, baby Ruth?
Bye, everybody.
Bye. We just wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, would you please consider hitting that subscribe button, as it helps us reach a wider audience and helps our channel grow even further. To those of you who are already subscribed to the channel, we just wanted to say a huge thank you for always being there and supporting our channel. We cannot wait to take you guys on our next adventure, so we'll see you guys in the next one.